elegance is never outdated.
I must not go too far away from the others.
I am...
If you need a new spirit animal...
No rose without a thorn.
Hey, hey! The lance leads us.
Do you know what loneliness is, Tetra?
Wise choice.
Bring everything to ruin. Rada, follow me.
Numenon's flame won't waver.
I hope they won't be too surprised when seeing me like this.
I own this stage! Need a helping hand? A guy's on the way! You can say no to a panda!
Beta, initiate target scan.
Hey, hey!
I must not go too far away from the others.
You've got a fluffy friend in me!
Perhaps I'm born to bear the weight.
I can.
I'm your guide to the
A
underworld.
new world is dawning.
If you need a new spirit animal,
A new world is dawning.
Don't worry, my friend. I am your shield.
Paxleys are always true to their word.
Hey, hey!
You will never learn. Open your mind. Open your mind.
you can say no to a panda.
I shall be the end of you.
I hope they won't be too surprised when seeing me like this.
If only I had the power.
Hey, hey!
Never settle for being second. I stand for the
I'll carry my faith to the grave.
No one can stop me.
Music speaks louder.
Minnow and Ray!
Raising my shield for others is what I was born to do.
Who dare stand against me? How dare they?
This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer.
A true knight never says die.
The scales are not in your favor.
Loneliness never bothers me.
There is no good in evil.
Open your mind.
Face Libra's judgment.
It would take an army to stop me.
What doesn't?
Never settle for being second.
For the Minoan blood that runs in me.
The blood of Monkey would never die. Take this!
The stars
show me some real challenges!
Victory takes one swing at a time.
There is
Our victories will be limitless.
whatever it takes.
This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place. This is not an appropriate place to stay. Take this!
Loneliness never bothers me.
The blood of
We are the shield of the people. Never settle for being second. This is not an appropriate place. Tranquilize. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer.
This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer. This is not an appropriate place to. This is not an appropriate place. This is not an appropriate place. This is not an appropriate. This is not an appropriate. This is not an appropriate. This is not an appropriate.
Never settle to be second.
Oh, no.
Meow, meow, meow.